the port employees, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for your excellent work out there. And I have to tell you that when we go out to DC and when we speak to our military partners, when we speak with the Coast Guard, they always talk about all of the excellent work and professionalism down here at the port. And on top of that, speaking with all of our private sector partners and all of those companies that make up the port users group, they have been telling the governor and I about all the tremendous progress they have seen, which in turn has caused more efficiency to them, and in many ways has been able to reduce even some of the costs that they have. All of that really is a testament of the great hard work and dedications of the public servants that work here at the Port Authority of Guam. So I just really want to thank all of you. This is your week. This port would not be the Port of Guam without all of you. And for the 51 employees that have retired since 2019, that's a large amount. When you think about the total number of employees, it means that a lot of these employees, most of them probably on average spend about between 25 and 30 years of service working down here. And they have seen the port through so many different things, so many different challenges. When technology was introduced, when we had calamities, when they were called out to work, even when sometimes the amount of resources the port had wasn't there. So to these employees, thank you. Thank you for being excellent public servants. Thank you for mentoring all of these employees that are out here today. Thank you for making Guam such a better place. And on behalf of myself, and of course you'll hear the governor next, thank you very much for an inspiration to all of the other public servants throughout the island. Sedus Masi.
Hafde. Ekram silugos may gusto pago na dia. Nagusto sa dos mati na may pataon na na okasyon ikot 47 anos na man matututuhin. The Port Authority was publicly incorporated in 1975, and it became an autonomous agency. And I think as a result of that, that was a very wise decision by our leaders to make that happen. Because as a result of that, you were able to move this port very aggressively. You were given the authority to make things in here for our port. And you know, I reflect the leaders then in 1975. I think they had a good vision. They knew of the progress, the economic strength, and the importance of commerce and trade in our island. Without commerce and trade, our economy would not be stood up. Without commerce and trade, our quality of life will not be stood up. Without commerce and trade, our people, our families will not live the kind of quality of life that they so deserve. I say this because sometimes when we are employees and we're working in our jobs, we kind of take things for granted. But every time you ask yourself, why am I doing this job? You say, it's because of my job, my work, my efforts. I am able to help our families put food on the table. I am able to help the families with their children to get educated. I am able to make sure that the doctors have the diagnostic tools and supplies, and the nurses have the equipment that they need to care for our loved one when they are sick. That's what you need to think about, because that's what you guys are all about. You are about making sure the containers are lifted off the ships into the transport, into the stores in a very effective, efficient manner. And I hear and I know and I see the fact that as a result of the leadership of Rory Respicio, Dominic and Louis, and all of you and the board members, we are more effective and efficient than we were 4 years ago. We are much more engaged with our community and our employees than we were 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I stood in front of you with Rory, with Josh, to introduce ourselves. And I could feel among the employees a little bit of an uncertainty, a little bit of an unknown, a little bit of what is this administration going to do? I now stand behind you and in front of you and side by side with you to say we have accomplished what we wanted to do. We respected the employees. We gave the employees what they needed. We worked with the employees to make sure that they do their jobs. And as a result of that, here we are with a parade of great progress in front of us. I also want to say, locally, we are a strong port. But I also want to say one of my biggest measurements of a successful organization is how we are seen in the federal level and especially in the credit finance level. I am so proud when I heard that we remain an A status and we have a stable outlook. And if you read the report of the credit agencies, what they say, strong management, committed employees, loyal employees, educated employees, employees that do their job very professionally. That's what makes credit rating. Why is that important? I'll tell you why it's important. We are not able to do the CIP projects that you see here. We are not able to uplift our wharves. We are not able to buy cranes. We are not able to provide the supplies you need without great credit ratings so we can have a lower interest rate in the capital market and we can bring the monies and the equity here to move our port forward. So I just want to thank all of you. You have all made that happen. Believe me, I'm the proudest governor in Guam because of all of you. Our administration will move you forward. Our administration will give you everything and the tools that you want. Because, why? The purpose of my job is to lift up the lives of our people, to protect our people, and that's what you guys are doing, helping us make that happen for our community. I just say thank you so much. Let's move on forward. Let's make our port stronger and better for the increased military buildup that's coming forward for a brighter economy and a stronger economy for all of us. Si Diyos masigam,